much has been said about the need for criminal justice reform in this country. And finally, we see that the wheels are starting to turn because today the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, ruled to cap the cost of inmate calls in this country. I think, Margaret, this is very, very important because this is one of the main reasons why families get in debt when they have a family member in prison, because the prices are insane. We're talking about $14 a minute to make a call from the prison to your family.
Well, they're ripping these people off, and it's a racket. The money's going straight back to prisons where it doesn't belong. And this is a hot button issue for me because they're preying on the vulnerability of people in that circumstance. And let's not forget they are prisoners. They're in prison for a reason. But at the same time, the type of, what is that word called, where you skim off the top of something that you're really taking advantage of a situation. That's exactly what they're doing here. Is though the private prison industry wasn't making enough money, they also have to scam calls like this and get kickbacks. That's the word I'm looking for.
Exactly.
They're doing a kickback.
I mean, here's the situation. There's two sides of the story. First, let's talk about the activists that think that the more contact these prisoners have with their family, the less the recidivism that happens with these prisoners once they get out of the jail. Now, what we see is that what is happening is that this business is a commission-based business. So the companies come and they install their systems in the prisons, and for every call, they need to give what it's called a site commission, which basically is a kickback. In any other industry, in any other sector, this will be illegal, but in the prison system, in the prison industrial complex, that's fair game. The prisons have actually the power to say 60 to 70 cents each dollar come back to us because, we need a commission because we're giving you the clients.
We're talking about a massive lobby on Capitol Hill, Jose. They get away with murder, literally in some cases. And the prison industry, the private prison industry, my guess is that this is largely, do we know if this is private prison industry type settings that are doing this?
It's for both. It's for both. The system works like that. Either if it's a private system, if a private prison or a state prison, it works the same. These companies come in and they work on commission. And for every service, say you want to do a two-way call and you need to call two numbers, they charge you more. Just for picking up the phone, they charge you. So we see that it's a predatory way. But now the good news is now all the local and long-distance calls are going to cap at 11 cents a minute, which is a very sensible price. Now, the other side of the equation, the sheriff associations are saying, wait a minute, yes, you're going to raise the volume of calls, and it's going to be great because they're going to be in touch. But what about those who are trying to get in touch with people outside to commit more crime and to organize crime? We need to monitor that, and that costs money. And so that's part of the cost of the calls. So mainly what the sheriffs are saying, and also the industry leaders of this prison call industry, they're saying, wait a minute, you're missing the point. We are not getting most of the profit. The kickbacks, this side commission is a real problem. You should be looking at that and prohibit the states from doing it. Currently, only 5 states in the country actually forbids the side commissions. It's a start. Hopefully we can do a federal law that eventually phases out this. But at the same time, I think there's a point where the more volume of calls, the more you have to keep tabs on these prisoners.
My. Just one more way of people getting taken advantage of. It's gross, all right.
It is, and it's part of this trend where we see that the rights and the possibilities of rehabilitation in a prison are very, very low. But also we have some good stories like the one we did not too long ago about the debate prison team that actually went out and beat Harvard debate
That's
team.
Right.
Good things happen because these people inside, they have a chance, and we should allow them to have it. And instead, the government and the prison industrial complex are trying to push them down even more. But we want to know your opinion on this matter. Please share it below in the comment section. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the Lib TV.